Assalamualaikum and greeting everyone. I am Aishah Maisyarah binti Awang, final year student of Bachelor in Food Science and Technology. My supervisor is Madam Nusabrina binti Munawar. The title of my final year project is the optimization of antioxidant analysis in Commercial Annona muricata Hot Infusion using response surface methodology, RSM. This is the table of content that will be discussed. So the first one is introduction, followed by literature review, methodology, results and discussion, and lastly conclusion. Moving on to the first part of this research, which is the introduction. Annona muricata is a member of Annonaceae family, which is one of the source of herbal tea beverages, apart from the common tea, which is Camellia sinensis. Annona muricata rich in antioxidant and bioactive compound, which benefits in inhibiting the formation of free radicals. In this study, I used the response surface methodology in order to estimate the hot infusion parameter in terms of time, temperature, and ratio of water to tea in order to get an optimized antioxidant activities. Next, problem statement. According to Pollard et al. 2022, different temperature and time will influence different physicochemical, antioxidant, and sensorial properties of Commercial Annona muricata hot infusion. In my research, there are two objectives. So the first one is to optimize the hot infusion parameters in terms of temperature, time, and ratio water to tea on the physical, chemical, and antioxidant properties of Commercial Annona muricata tea. And the second one is to determine the consumer acceptance on sensorial properties of hot and cold Commercial Annona muricata infusion. Moving on to the research question. The first research question is, does the hot infusion of Commercial Annona muricata tea affect its physicochemical and antioxidant? And the second one is, what is the optimum temperature, time, and ratio of water to tea that can meet the consumer acceptance? By doing this research, it can give an insight for the consumer on how to prepare their tea in order to maximize the health benefits in terms of antioxidant activities from consuming the hot infusion of Commercial Annona muricata tea. And the expected outcome is it can improve the underutilization of soursop leaf into the quality local herbal tea product. Thus, it can promoting the product extension from local herbal plant. Moving on to the next part, which is literature review. Basically, in this table, I have stated the optimum condition for herbal tea infusion, which could maximize its antioxidant activities. For example, the study done by Retisat et al. 2022, the optimized parameter used to infuse roasted rice germ herbal tea is at temperature 86 until 90 degrees C, while the time is between 3.4 until 5.9 minutes. The results obtained from applying this parameter is the DPPH scavenging activity is higher than 70%, while the TPC is higher than 75 mg GAE per G. Moving on to the next part, which is experimental process flow. This is the process flow that I have been followed for my analysis. So the sample that I have used is Commercial Annona muricata tea. In order to optimize the infusion condition, I use the response surface methodology, whereby this RSM have suggest 15 runs with different conditions. There are three parameters that have been analyzed, which are time, temperature, and ratio water to tea. There are two types of analysis. So the first analysis is antioxidant analysis, including the total phenolic content, total tannin, total flavonoid content, DPPH, prep assay, and FIC. And the second analysis is sensory analysis, whereby I have done the acceptance test. As you can see in this table, it shows the parameter that have been set up by the RSM with three coded levels in order to predict the infusion condition that will increase the antioxidant activity of commercial soursop tea. This optimization of this parameter was done by applying the box-beacon design (BBD). Next, results and discussion. In this slide, this table shows the results according to the infusion condition suggested by the RSM. Based on the table above, it shows that higher temperature could increase the phenolic content, and this is similar to the study done by Binti et al. 2022, whereby this study mentioned that the TPC in black tea can be raised whenever the infusion condition is done at 100 degrees C for 10 minutes. However, the highest TPC could be seen at 20 minutes of infusion parameter and reduced whenever the time is increased to 30 minutes by Klepashka 2022. Moving on, the maximum value for TFC is at 1,4. Similarly to the study by Chong Hao et al. 2021, stated that high temperature and time will contribute to high flavonoid content. In this research, the highest DPPH value in the soursop tea is 82.54%. The value obtained could be supported by the previous study as the brewing temperature gives greater influence in the DPPH compared to the brewing time by Ueda et al. 2019. Moving on to the next slide. In this slide, it shows the table 3, which is ANOVA for response surface quadratic model of commercial Annona muricata tea. In this table, it shows the F value, P value, and also the R squared. As shown in the table 3, the TPC and Freb assay of commercial Annona muricata tea was significantly affected by the ratio of water to tea at the level of P value is below than 0.05, while the other response were not significant. There is a study that indicates that the reading of fit models or R squared must be higher than 70% in order to get the better results. However, in contrast with the study by Hussein et al. 2022, this study concludes that the close value of R squared to 1 indicates the data obtained is better. From this table, it can be concluded that the main infusion variables for antioxidant compounds of commercial soursop tea hot infusion is the ratio of water to tea. Next, this slide shows table 4, which is the adequacy of the model fitted for the commercial Annona muricata tea. Basically, this is the quadratic equation to analyze the adequacy of fitted model to obtain maximum antioxidant activity. Next, this is the example of contour plot that have been generated by the RSM, whereby the darker color indicates there are higher TPC content. Moving on to the next slide, which is the optimized parameter. So in this table, it shows that these are the optimum condition in order to increase or maximize the DPPH and also TPC value. The optimized parameters are close to the experimental value, which is at around 12, whereby the condition is at 45 minutes, 70 degrees C, and 75 milliliter per gram of ratio water to tea. These results can be supported by the study done by Irakli et al. 2018, whereby the DPPH have good correlation between the TPC in Sideritis cardiaca tea compared to the other antioxidant compounds. And this statement is supported by the study done by Kamal 2021, the contribution of electron transfer and hydrogen donating ability is due to the good correlation between the DPPH and phenolic content. Next, for the sensorial properties, this slide shows the acceptance test results, whereby the aroma, color, taste, astringency, and overall acceptance of tea infusion were evaluated by the 60 untrained panelists using a 9-point hedonic score, whereby the commercial soursop tea produced through the optimized condition. So from this graph, it shows that the color of hot commercial is highly accepted as the rank is at 6, which is light slightly, and the overall acceptability is at rank 5, which is neither light nor disliked. The total tannin could contribute to the astringency and bitterness of the tea. The aroma, taste, and astringency of the soursop tea for hot and cool infusion, the rank are low, and it is less preferred due to the taste produced by soursop leaf is an uncommon aroma and taste, which are recognized as foreign aroma and taste by Hardoko et al. 2018. Next, in this slide, it shows the ranking test graph of Hot Infusion Commercial Annona muricata tea and Cool Infusion Commercial Annona muricata tea. Based on this graph, it shows that the Cool Infusion Commercial soursop tea is least preferred compared to the Hot Infusion Commercial Annona muricata tea. This is because Hot Infusion has strong tea flavor as more polyphenol is extracted, obtaining tasty, slightly bitter astringent, and the cool infusion soursop tea produce lighter in color, less astringent, and bitter taste. Last but not least, the conclusion. In this study, the optimum conditions suggested by the RSM is by infusing the 85.86 ml per gram of tea at 71.26 degrees C for 45 minutes of commercial Annona muricata tea hot infusion, as it will produce higher TPC and TPPH, which could enhance the benefits of soursop herbal tea consumption. And the sensorial properties including the aroma, color, taste, astringency, and overall acceptability were conducted by using the acceptance and ranking test. And the result shows that the consumer are most preferred towards the hot infusion soursop tea, while the least preferred is cold infusion, due to the hot infusion have strong flavor of tea than the cold infusion. Lastly, the references. That's all for my final year project presentation. With that, thank you.